Greetings, friends. It's me, Wayman, and I know I'm uploading a bunch of videos, but my head's clicking here, and I'm almost finished with this book, as I mentioned in the last video, by Elliot Aronson, The Social Animal. And in this chapter, and in this video, I want to discuss responses to social influence. This would be on page 35 of his book, The Social Animal. And he's talking about conformity. And there are three types, he says. Three types, he breaks it down to three types of conformity. And this is quite interesting. So I got thinking about this in terms of why people sign up for religious groups and the importance of getting as much information as you can to be right, rather than for some of the other reasons that they try to get you to sign up for. So this is quite telling here. So the first one for conformity, responses to social influence, is compliance. The term compliance best describes the behavior of a person who is motivated by a desire to gain a reward or avoid punishment, right? So when that street preacher runs up to you and says, if you died tonight, where would you go? And he's trying to get you to comply. Straightforward. So another reason, identification. The term describes a response to social influence brought about by an individual's desire to be like the influencer. So, you can be righteous like me. I lived a life of sin, but now it's all heavenly. Birds sing every day. It's butterflies and unicorns, and I'm going to heaven. Praise the Lord. So moving on. This is now on page 37. Internalization. Internalization of a value or belief is the most permanent, most deeply rooted response to social influence. The motivation to internalize a particular belief is the desire to be right. Thus, the reward for the belief is intrinsic. If a person who provides the influence is perceived to be trustworthy and to have good judgment, we accept the belief he or she advocates, and we integrate it into our own system of values because we want to be right. So internalization lasts a lot longer, friends. So when you sign up for these social groups, and when they try to get you to comply, even an atheist does this, right? Come on, it's the truth. I'm gonna sign up, and I'm gonna be compliant because I got bashed really bad if I talked about religion in a chat room, or I want to be like Thunderfoot, Richard Dawkins, be all cool, run around bash Christians and people of faith when I don't know anything about the topic, or I want to internalize what I'm thinking about. I want to internalize that I'm an atheist and have some really good information about it so I know why it is that I'm doing the things that I do. And they become my core ideas, my core viewpoints, and my core beliefs. So, of the three, compliance, this is on page 37 again, compliance is the least enduring and has the least effect on the individual because people comply merely to gain reward or avoid punishment. The complier understands the force of the circumstance can easily change his or her behavior when the circumstance no longer prevails. At gunpoint, I could be made to say almost anything. With the threat of death removed, I could quickly shrug off those statements and their implications. Hellfire and brimstone street preachers come running up to you, trying to scare you into heaven, scare you into the fold, right, friends? Wrong way to do it. It's just straight up compliance. It needs to be internalized. And that's why it's important to know the differences, why they exist, so you can combat some of these proselytizers with the right things. And you can internalize it rather than just being cool and identifying with somebody, rather than being a sheep, like they say, and just complying and rolling over for some uh, selfish desire of heaven or fear of the fiery pits of hell, right? You need to internalize it. Internalize and make it a core belief. So, I don't know, sound like a Baptist minister there. It makes a lot of sense. And it's always good to know why you do the stuff you do and why people think the way they do. So be well, friends, and remember, if everybody's thinking alike, then somebody isn't thinking.